Unsolved 1902. The case of the mutilated remains of a woman found in Lambeth. The mutilated remains of a woman were found in a gateway in Salamanca Place, Lambeth, on the 8th of June 1902. The remains were described as having been mutilated as well as boiled and charred. The official description of the remains were given as: the human remains, which were found in Salamanca Place, Lambeth, on the morning of the 8th inst, are those of a small woman, aged between 20 and 30, height about 5 foot, complexion dark, hair straight and very dark, teeth in an excellent state of preservation, prominent cheekbones and upper part of jaw, chin somewhat pointed, giving an angular appearance to the face. The nose was probably somewhat turned up. Deceased, from the verminous condition of the little hair left on the back, neck and temples, supposed to have been of poorer and neglectful class. The body was described as having been roughly sawn into 10 pieces. It was said that the head, from which only a small amount of hair remained, had apparently been boiled, and her eyes, in the process, had been destroyed. It was also said that some of her upper teeth had the appearance of having been knocked out with a kick. The doctor said that the body had been subjected to a moist heat until the flesh could be stripped off easily, and that some of the limbs had been boiled for hours, probably, and then roasted. He said that there were no cuts on the lower limbs, or any marks to show how they had been disjointed. He said that the hair had been cut after death, probably to prevent identification. It was noted that in each nostril there was blood, indicating that the woman might have been suffocated, but that other than that there was no evidence to show how death occurred. It was noted that the mutilations demonstrated no anatomical knowledge whatsoever. It was noted that an ordinary saw had been used, not a surgical saw. It was initially reported that her hands and feet had been missing when her remains were found. 20 arrests were made in relation to her murder. She was found in the early hours of Sunday morning at the rear of Dalton's Works. A man employed at Dalton's Works said that he was going to work in Salamanca Place from the Broad Street end, and in the gateway in the corner he saw a human head and some other remains all piled in a heap. The remains seemed to have been put there carefully, the upper part of the body being placed on the lower part and the legs and feet. He said that when he had passed earlier at 10 p.m, he felt sure that he had not seen anything then. The labourer said that he and another man had passed the gateway the night before at about 10 p.m. on the Sunday and saw a man and a woman standing in the gateway, but said that he would not recognise them again. He said the woman had been about 5 feet tall. He said that he was about 12 or 14 yards away and that it was pitch dark. He said that the woman had had a white hat with a black band and that the man was about a foot taller. The coroner noted that that would make him about 6 foot tall. He said that he couldn't tell how the man was dressed, but said that he wore a cap and was not dressed like a working man and then appeared dressed up, saying that he had dark clothes on and that it was very dark. There was no trace of any clothing on the remains. It was thought that she might have been a foreigner, possibly French. It was noted that 7 people had been identified as the remains, but 6 of them were found to have still been alive, and the 7th was still being searched for. The inquest into the finding of the woman's remains returned a verdict that the woman was found dead, but that there was no evidence to show under what circumstances she came by her death. Salamanca Place has since been redeveloped. Nothing more is known about who the woman was, or how she came to die, and the case remains a mystery to this day.